and still as fast as lightning.
Yeah, the power that he possesses, but it's not a thumping power. It's that explosive speed, that explosive power, the footwork he gets in position. And all of a sudden he's landed 3, 4, 5 shots and then he's angled off. A lot like I did in my fight against Lopez.
I have very fast. Yeah, it's a compensation. It's a very strong guy.
A big crowd, doesn't he? He's an absolute superstar in world boxing. And this was another exquisite performance.
Joe Rogan reacted in real time to Naoya Inoue's performance against Alan Picasso, openly calling him a genuine legend of the sport. Rogan was struck by Inoue's foot speed and how effortlessly he glides in and out of range. He emphasized that Inoue's power is extraordinary for the division, noting that very few fighters manage to blend speed, accuracy, and raw strength as seamlessly as he does.
I was so excited. He's a legend of the sport.
He is a legend, and he's such an unusual guy. You know what's crazy about him is his calves.
Yeah,
when you look
massive.
at that.
When Alexander Usyk was asked about Naoya Inoue's showing against Alan Picasso, his reaction spoke volumes. Usyk paused, smiled, and clearly expressed his respect. He praised Inoue's speed and overall presence in the ring, saying he appreciates how quickly Inoue moves and reacts. Usyk also pointed out that despite competing in lighter divisions, Inoue carries serious strength. According to Usyk, the combination of power, speed, and balance makes Inoue dangerous at every moment. His response reflects how elite fighters instantly recognize true greatness when they see it.
Here, the unified heavyweight champion of the world, Alexander Usyk. Alexander, you're watching another pound-for-pound fight in Inoue. Have you been impressed with his performance so far?
Yeah, I like this is show Nagatani fight great with Mexican guy Naoya. I happy.
What do you think Inoue needs to do to get the stoppage?
I not think about this. I just watch fight. Maybe Naoya next fight going up. Maybe, I don't know. I think it's normally.
Okay.
Because Naoya have very fast. Yeah, it's a compensation.
The boxing world was buzzing after Naoya Inoue's dominant showing against Alan Picasso. Social media quickly filled with clips, reactions, and technical breakdowns, all pointing to Inoue's relentless pressure and total control of the fight. Boxing analyst Henry offered a sharp tactical breakdown of what went wrong for Picasso. He noted that Picasso came in with a disciplined high guard, keeping his gloves tight to protect his chin. Defensively, that part was sound. The problem was his elbow positioning. By holding his elbows too far forward, Picasso left his body exposed, and Inoue wasted no time exploiting that opening.
When I saw the two men get into the ring, the first thing that I noticed straight away was Picasso was carrying an incredibly high guard, defensively keeping his gloves very, very high, trying to protect his chin. And one thing I'll say in general about Picasso in this fight is that his defensive awareness was very, very impressive. He very rarely dropped his hands after he threw a shot. His discipline was incredibly good. But the problem with that is that sometimes it leaves a lack of room for creativity with fighters. Yes, it's important to be defensively disciplined, but if you continue to give the same look over and over again, you're never ever going to beat a guy like Inoue. The first thing I said at the beginning of my live about this guy was I looked at him and I went, his elbows are incredibly flared. You know, he had the high guard, but his elbows was very, very far forwards, which instantly made me think he's giving the body to Inoue. He's offering it to him. Now, that can sometimes be done because it's to create counter-punching opportunities, but in this instance, I think it was just that he was so concerned about protecting his head, about not getting knocked out with a shot to the head, that the body was there all night for Inoue, and Inoue took it. He took the invitation and he constantly stabbed to the body of Picasso. And in fact, I'd say that this fight kind of was a story of the body shots in many ways. Picasso, like Inoue, had most of his success to the body. The left hook in particular was a money shot for Picasso. But the difference between these two men was so obvious to see when they were standing in the pocket and they were exchanging left hooks in particular to the body. The impact of Inoue's shots was totally different from Picasso's. It was like Picasso had cushions, pillows inside his gloves, and Inoue had a bloody egg weight. It was damaging, it was vicious, and Picasso simply couldn't hang in the pocket for long periods of time with Inoue. I mentioned the lead hand of Inoue there to the body, but the lead hand of Inoue in general in this fight was incredible to see. I mean, the sharpness, the speed on it, the different levels that he throws it from, it's unbelievably unpredictable and difficult to read as a shot, and it allows him to control fights. One thing that I've noticed about Inoue, having watched him for a little while now, and something I think he definitely does on purpose, is he lowers himself to the level of what's in front of him at times, because he wants you to open up so he can counter you and land large shots on you, ones that you don't see coming, so that he can knock you out. He's good enough to be able to do that and keep himself safe at the same time. What was testament to this was Inoue's movement is exquisite, it's exceptional. There were moments when he was using that jab that I just mentioned, dancing around the ring, using that lateral movement, popping the head of Picasso regularly, easily landing on him with that jab. I mean, Picasso was forced to keep a high guard at all times because the power of Inoue is so good that even when he's in motion, he will hurt you. But the testament to this idea that Inoue will lower himself to what's in front of him is that there was moments where
Mike Tyson openly acknowledged Naoya Inoue's extraordinary skill, calling him a true monster in the ring. Tyson said Inoue is faster, stronger, and more precise than many champions he's witnessed throughout his career. He even went as far as claiming Inoue is better than Manny Pacquiao was in his prime. Tyson highlighted Inoue's devastating power, elite footwork, and high ring IQ, noting that his overall skill set is unmatched in his division. Coming from one of boxing's most feared legends, the praise carries serious weight. Tyson's words reflect the deep respect a generational great has for a modern superstar who continues to dominate every aspect of the sport.
This young fighter called the Monster. You ever hear Monster?
No.
Japanese fighter called Monster. This is Monster.
Crazy dude.
The mean son of a... Oh yeah, you gotta see this bad mouth. Don't look like much. He's better than Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao's dude like that. Just as good.
He looks like a fucking pop star.
Oh, wait till he get on these.
The most efficient hunting machine in all of boxing.
He's vicious. That's a bad guy he beat too. Broke him down. Ooh.
118?
Yeah, and
Who the hell fights in that division?
Bantamweights.
Yeah, but who?
Some bad mother. Yeah, some killers.
Paulie Malignaggi weighed in on what could be next for Naoya Inoue following his dominant performance against Alan Picasso. While acknowledging how clearly Inoue controlled the fight, Malignaggi suggested that future opponents, especially someone like Juno Nakatani, would need to show even greater respect for Inoue's power than past challengers have. Malignaggi pointed out that Inoue taking Picasso the full 12 rounds was significant, noting that imagining a fight going the distance against a fighter like Nakatani would be incredible. It would highlight not only Inoue's power, but also his elite stamina, composure, and consistency at the highest level.
I was picking Nakatani or Inoue yet. I really hadn't made up my mind who would win between them. I thought it was a good fight anyway. I don't think it's an easy fight to pick, but I do think that I do think that it's a completely different style. You're going to see Inoue fight with Nakatani than you did Hernandez today. You know, I thought Nakatani did a solid job of, again, getting off those good punches, hard punches. It was just he couldn't get the respect, and that's something that will lead you to think something's going into the Inoue fight. But remember, Inoue does get hurt. Inoue has been down at this weight class, so you land those hard shots, clean hard shots like that on Inoue. I think he's gonna have to respect that power of Nakatani more so than Hernandez did today. Naoya Inoue took on David Picasso in another surprising result in that this one also went the distance. Can you imagine Nakatani and Inoue both going the distance? Would have been crazy odds if you're a gambler. But Inoue won the fight going away. I don't know. He didn't get asked the question in the post-fight interview, but to me it seemed like Inoue's right hand may have been bothering him. Again, just assuming here because we didn't get any confirmation. It's not like the post-fight interview or the broadcast ever actually brought out something that was obvious, which was that Inoue was actually not throwing his right hand many times when he could have. Was going left hand heavy. Even when he had Picasso up against the ropes a lot of times, he didn't throw the right hand or barely throw a right hand. So I'm not quite sure that, just my assumption, but I'm not quite sure that anyway he had not at least heard or tweaked his right hand in this fight, and that might be why David Picasso was able to go the distance. But also Picasso did some crafty, clever things, made himself a moving target even when he was standing still. A lot of up and down rotational movement, hip and up and down change of level movement when he was stuck up against the ropes, and when he was in front of Inoue. So Inoue couldn't get to him too clean. When he got stuck against the ropes, also he made himself a small target by staying low. He would change the look change the level by going up and then back down. Just things that weren't giving Inoue any threat to lose the fight, but they were giving Inoue problems as far as tracking him down and getting to him cleanly. Inoue was going to the body very, very well. I thought Picasso took some really tremendous body shots, and you got to credit him.
The Ring magazine posted on X stating, Naoya Inoue has doubled Alan Picasso in punches landed, 170-85 after 6 rounds. According to CompuBox, this mid-fight statistic perfectly illustrated Inoue's dominance. The numbers showed how he controlled the action with relentless pressure, elite precision, and sustained volume, leaving Picasso struggling to keep pace as the rounds wore on. Boxing analyst Liam Goff highlighted that Naoya Inoue continues to prove why he's one of the most dangerous fighters in the world today. Goff noted that, for the first time in Inoue's career, he has gone back-to-back 12-round fights, showcasing not only his knockout power, but also his elite stamina and consistency at the highest level of competition.
Back-to-back 12 rounds, as in 12-round decisions. Apparently that's never, and judging by how formidable he is offensively and how good he is, you know, it's easy to see why, if that is in fact the case. This fight right here, Alan Picasso came in confident, and you could see it in his approach to the ring. Inoue stoic, and I did like it was different, you know, the way like when you're going to the minute rest and they normally just play whatever, they were playing like kind of samurai music, like Japanese, and I quite liked it. It was quite nice actually, and you're listening to that and you're thinking, actually I'd rather listen to this than listen to, you know, some of the crap that they play, you know, on most shows in the UK and US during the 1 minute rests. I quite enjoyed it. The whole show as a whole, I enjoy it. I liked the setting. It was actually I really enjoyed it, actually. I have to say, I really did. It's a really good show. More of them, please. I really like the Asian kind of team in Saudi Arabia. But this fight itself, right? So, first round starts, Inoue tends to, he can be a quick starter at times. And we've seen that. We certainly have in first rounds and stuff like that, you know. But not a crazy amount of first round stoppages. If I think off the top of my head, he stopped, I can't remember the guy's name, in a round. I remember that was in the World Boxing Super Series a couple of years ago, many years ago now. But he's not really one for going out there and just blasting you out in a round. He might hurt, he might drop you in the first round, but he normally carries you at least into, well, normally into like the second or third round at least. And he was not really doing much in the first round, in a way. But straight off the bat, you could see that Picasso, he did the high guard, and kept the high guard. He tried to punch with Inoue, which is something that you can actually do. It's very risky because Inoue will also punch with you, and Inoue's hand speed, foot speed.
Now, Naoya Inoue stands as the undisputed super bantamweight champion, holding all 4 major world titles: WBA, WBC, IBF, and WBO. In 2025, Inoue delivered one of the most impressive campaigns of his career, fighting 4 times and winning every bout while successfully defending his undisputed crown. He began the year with a knockout victory over Yi Jun Kim, showcasing his trademark explosiveness. That was followed by a TKO win against Ramon Cardenas, where his precision and pressure proved overwhelming. Inoue then faced one of his toughest challenges, defeating Murajan Akhmadaliyev by unanimous decision in a high-level technical battle. Most recently, he capped off the year with a dominant performance against Alan Picasso, securing another clear and decisive victory.
Inoue dominates Alan Picasso, wins every single round, and he defends his undisputed super bantamweight title 4 times in 2025. And this is just a very sharp clinic from Inoue. You know, using that jab really well to maintain distance, set up his combinations. He's landing that thudding left hook to the body, doing some really good body work. He's landing right hooks up top, 3-4 punch combinations. And Picasso, he didn't really have much of an answer. You know, occasionally he'd land a jab with a straight right hand, but for the most part, Inoue is just running through him. And Inoue has a great argument to end the year as the new pound-for-pound #1. You know, now that Crawford retired, it's either him or Usyk, but Usyk is no longer undisputed, only had 1 fight this year, whereas Inoue, he had 4 undisputed fights, and he's steamrolling the competition. And with this win, and Nakatani also winning, it seems like we're going to get Naoya Inoue versus Junta Nakatani next, May 3rd in the Tokyo Dome. You know, this fight is already agreed, and Inoue said the Japanese fans can expect a big spectacle. And Nakatani, he didn't have the best performance today, you know, got pushed to a big test, whereas Inoue, he looked very dominant. So I think it's safe to say that Inoue will probably win the fight at this point. But still, this will be the big...
Diego highlighted Inoue's elite skill set, blistering speed, and relentless pressure that allowed him to dominate the contest, while also acknowledging Picasso's toughness and determination in lasting a full distance against such a formidable opponent. The tweet captured the balance of the fight perfectly, celebrating Inoue's excellence while giving deserved credit to Picasso's resilience and heart.
This fight, because it wasn't a competitive fight, and I knew that. You know, Picasso is not on that level. Picasso does not have the punching power to really trouble Inoue. And on top of that, Picasso, you know, what was kind of crazy about Picasso was, like, early on in the fight, he started out pretty good. I gave him like 2 rounds early in the fight. Like, I gave him two of the first 6 rounds. But as the fight wore on, he fought more like a Paul Butler type of fight. Very gun shy, calculated, in the high guard. Just didn't give Inoue a lot to work with. And, you know, Inoue will land a lot of jabs. Inoue will land a lot of left hooks to the body. But Inoue had a very hard right hand around the guard. Him and his team looked like they game planned against that right hand. It kind of like, you know what, if you're gonna knock us out or beat us tonight, you're not gonna knock us out with that punch like you've done to everyone else. And there were times where Picasso, being the significantly taller guy at 5'8", would be crouching down and getting lower than Inoue, making himself a smaller target. So he was doing some good things here and there, but overall, class tells over time. Inoue was just too quick, too fast, too sharp, and too good, but he just couldn't get the stoppage. So that being said, a lot of people are going to hold it against Inoue because he's held to such a high standard, and I get it. You know, with great power comes great responsibility. But I'm impressed, man. I'm very impressed with Inoue. Just even though I give him some flack for, you know, fighting some guys I just don't think are on his level this year. You know, to fight 4 times in a calendar year, you know, and defend the undisputed title 4 times in a calendar year, that's unprecedented. And he's the first fighter since Larry Holmes to successfully defend the ring belt 4 times in a calendar year. This is the first time it's happened since 1983. So he saw history, and he out.
While Naoya Inoue is widely praised for his explosive power and precision, especially relative to his weight, some analysts have begun to question where the limits may appear as he moves up in divisions. At super bantamweight, Inoue overwhelms opponents with sharp combinations, elite timing, and relentless body attacks, as clearly demonstrated in his dominant win over Alan Picasso.
For them low weight classes, but when he gets in there with guys that can absorb his punch, like Picasso was absorbing his punches, he was hitting them in the body, combinations, teeing off on them. Inoue is athletic, he's explosive, but his power translates to those little guys. As he moves up in weight, going to 130, not happening. If he goes up to 130 pounds, he's going to lose. He can't deal with those punches. He can't deal. First of all, we've seen him on the canvas multiple times. Second of all, his power is not going to translate with those guys. They're going to absorb his punches. Now, what he does have going for him is his hand speed. He's still got that hand speed, and maybe that hand speed will translate. Maybe it'll slow him down. But it just showed me that he's going to always be a great fighter for those low weight classes. He's a super bantamweight champion. But 130 pounds, nah. And he might have trouble with Nakatani. Nakatani is going to absorb his punches, but Nakatani is going to be a way better puncher than David Picasso was tonight. And yeah, I think Inoue could be in trouble with him. I still think that he's just so fast, so explosive, so quick, and has a high ring IQ that he still beats Nakatani. But it's going to be a tough fight.
That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest boxing news and breakdowns. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one.